Hello, and welcome to today's Saturday Double Tap. And our first contract today, Macgyver, set in Dubai and supplied to us by Shako 1610. So with no briefing, we'll move straight on to our target, and today we have 5 of them, along with a free map. And for our first challenge today, we'll be starting as the penthouse staff, and we'll be bringing with us a lethal syringe, an magnetic gas grenade, and a silenced pistol. So right from the start and off the bat, if we look to our right, we will see our first target. So we're just going to select our lethal syringe, walk up behind them, and jab them in the back with our needle. And they will go down rather ungracefully, and we can then move straight on to our next target, and that would be a young lady currently cleaning windows out on the balcony where the golf clubs are located, and she must have done something very bad to be demoted to window cleaning on a building that is primarily made of glass. So I'm sure she's upset someone along the lines. So we're just going to make sure that the patrolling guard off to our right there is off to his right, and he will have his back to us, and that way he won't see us plant 2 bullets into our target's back. We're going to leave her there so she won't be found, and we're going to make our way now down into the lower levels of the building. Now we're going to go past a camera, and we will get caught on that camera. So on our way down towards the kitchens right at the bottom of the building, we will stop off along the way at the security office just to deal with the surveillance system. So you can take the camera out if you so wish, and it will save you a little bit of time, but not too much really, and this is a relatively quick and easy contract to deal with. So we're just going to make our way to the security office, shoot out the surveillance system, and then quickly continue on down to the lowest level of the building, or the lowest accessible level of the building. We're still a long way up, and down here we will have 2 targets. There you see one currently having a cigarette in an empty room, and the chef in the kitchen. So we're going to make our way into the kitchens just past the chef, and we're going to select our gas grenade, and we're going to throw the gas grenade at the chef's feet, and about there will do nicely. He will get sick, and he will make his way to the nearby bathroom, and while he is doing that, we are going to grab the propane cylinder here and head to the empty room, the storage room. We're going to drop the propane cylinder on the floor. We're going to place our pistol on the floor behind the pallets of crates or boxes here, and then at this point the chef should be just arriving at the toilet, and we can then follow him inside and give him a nice refreshing cold drink, and he will be nicely dealt with. So that just leaves 2 more targets, one of which we're in the process of setting up, and one is on our way out. So we're going to return to the storage room. We're going to grab the screwdriver from on top of the pallet here, and we're going to throw that on the floor over by our pistol. And it is a wrench to lose our pistol, but it is kind of necessary. So the guard will go and investigate the noise. He will find our pistol, and he will move to take that away to the security room. And once he is safely far enough away, we are going to throw our propane cylinder at our target's feet. Now we want to try and aim this quite well, because we don't want it to bounce and roll away too far. That is absolutely ideal. So we're going to move ourselves out of the blast radius, but we will stick around for the elimination, although I highly recommend you just head straight off for the atrium lifts where our final target is located. So once the young lady loses interest in the noise, she will go back to her cigarette and she will blow herself clean over the pallet of boxes, and we can then move on to the atrium area where the lifts are located, and we're heading for what I always considered to be the cloak room, but it's actually a safety deposit box room. So we're going to head straight down the stairs here. We're not trespassing, so we can just run straight inside, and in here we will encounter our final target. We're just going to let her finish dealing with that customer over there, and she will come over towards the lockers or the safety deposit boxes or whatever they are, and when she does, we will be able to pounce on her without anyone noticing us, or her for that matter. So once she comes over, all we've got to do is position ourselves behind her, render her unconscious, and we are going to deposit her down the lift shaft. So there we go. The lifts do work for at least one purpose, and we are all of our targets now dealt with, and we can make good our escape. And obviously the nearest available safe exit is the atrium lifts, which are the only ones that are actually working on this map. So one contract taken care of, and we get confirmation all of our targets have been eliminated according to plan. We had no objectives to worry about, and in turn that gets us our first silent assassin rating. Next off, we're somewhere not quite as exotic. So for our second contract today, we are off to Dartmoor for Kill Order 2-28-8288-560-04, and this contract has been supplied to us by Jugger 42, Mr. 47. So again, with no briefing, we'll move straight on to our targets, and again we have 5 of them along with a free map. So for our second challenge today, we'll be starting as the mansion staff, and we'll be bringing with us a remote micro taser and a silent pistol. So right from the start and off the bat, we are going to make our way across the entrance hall and into the bathroom on the far side, giving the enforcer a nice wide berth. So we're just going to grab that bust there, and we're going to make our way into the bathroom. We're going to overflow the sink in the bathroom. We're going to drop our micro remote taser into the puddle on the floor, and we're going to reselect our bust, and we're going to throw the bust just at the threshold of the bathroom, just beyond the door there, and that will get the attention of our first target, who is one of the housekeeping staff members currently dusting out in the corridor. So they will come over to investigate the noise from the bust that we threw, and they will then get secondarily distracted by the overflowing sink, and when they step into the puddle, we can then trigger the taser and give them a shockingly bad day. So one target down. There are 2 more targets on this floor, but we require an item, and that item is downstairs in the kitchen. And by the word kitchen being mentioned, you should know that we are going for a propane cylinder. So we're just going to head down the stairs, once again avoiding the enforcer patrolling around the balcony of the entrance hall. We're going to make our way straight into the kitchens, and we're going to grab the propane cylinder at the back of the room here before returning back whence we came to the first floor. And our next 2 targets are both located outside of the dead body's bedroom, and they are both bodyguards. So what we're going to do is make our way back up the stairs, once again avoiding the patrolling enforcer. We're going to approach the 2 bodyguards, and they will stop us before we head in, and we're just going to place the propane cylinder on the floor between them. About there will do nicely. You're going to regret saying that, mate. We're going to move away a safe distance and wait for the patrolling guard in the corridor that we can see to be a safe distance away also, before detonating the propane cylinder as quickly as possible. We're going to make our way into the deceased bedroom, and just as a precaution we're going to throw ourselves straight into the closet here, just in case any panicking enforcer guards decide to run in this way, and it turns out that none of them have even arrived yet. So we're going to make our way out of the closet and out onto the balcony where our next target is located. So we're just going to give them a quick and easy gentle nudge over the edge and give them a flying lesson down to the ground floor before heading down the safer method of the shortcut ladder. We're going to make our way back into the building via the dining room window because there is an enforcer outside the kitchen doors. We're going to return to the kitchen and we're going to retrieve the second propane cylinder. Now this isn't strictly necessary as there is a opportunity with which to eliminate our final target, but I find personally that I have trouble doing it without causing too much panic and getting at least myself spotted. So using the propane cylinder is the safer option, but as I mentioned, you don't actually need it. So once we have the propane cylinder, we're going to make our way all the way to the back of the gardens, and just by the ride-on lawnmower we're going to place our propane cylinder on the floor. And here is our target currently pruning one of the fir trees, fern, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. So if you're a good enough shot, you can put a bullet into the ride-on lawnmower and puncture the petrol tank. But this method one is slightly quicker and, as I mentioned, for me personally, slightly safer. So we can detonate the propane, eliminate our final target, and then immediately make a break for the nearest available exit, which, as we don't have the speedboat keys, will be the bridge or the hearse exit. I've opted to go in this instance for the bridge exit, although I generally go for the hearse as it is just that tiny little bit closer. So there we go, 2 more contracts taken care of, and once we get across the bridge here we will get confirmation all of our targets have been eliminated according to plan. We had no objectives to worry about, and in turn we get a silent assassin rating. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.